Welcome back to the OPL. That is right. It is title fight time as Avant-Garde are going to take to the Rift against the Chiefs Esports Club. I am still Jake Spawn-Tiberi. Joining me is Tally and Frost Gurren from Legacy and the LPL respectively. Although, Tally, if you ever want to gig on the LPL team, come over. We'll give you a run. However, guys, want to get straight into this matchup because it is going to be Avant-Garde taking on the Chiefs. So on the blue side of Summoners, at least for game one, it's going to be Avant-Garde. Paradise in the top lane. Chelby, their jungler. Triple in the mid lane. Chenny Boy, their AD carry. Jake, their support. And of course, they are going up against reigning OPL champions, the current OPL Legend title holders. It is going to be the Chiefs. Swiper up in the top lane. Spooks, their jungler. Swiffer in the mid lane. Radier, their superstar AD carry, and Ejim, their support. Want to kick this one off straight away by going to the top lane. Swiper is on a tear at the moment, Tally. I mean, he looks much improved since he came back from that wildcard tournament.
Yeah, I really think that Swiper is the most improved player from the off-season. He's been doing extremely well on the carries when he's known for, tanks. And I really want to see him, pull out the Echo, pull out the Fizz tonight.
And, he's going to be looking across the rift from Paradise Frost Gurren, someone that has had a pretty impressive performance so far.
Yeah, had an incredible Echo performance just the other night. And it's kind of this idea of, the up-and-coming top laner, who I'm sure, Tally's probably looking at, another hard carry versus the brick of the top lane in Swiper.
And you play against both these guys, pretty often, not only in OPL, but also solo queue. What's it like playing against Swiper? What's it like playing against Paradise?
I do have more problems with Paradise, because he is he's a fellow Riven player. He's the aggressive person. He doesn't respect junglers. He's up in your face all the time. Whereas Swiper is more of a smart laner, and he will respect junglers, respect roamers, and he won't push his advantage that much.
Okay, cool. So with that in mind, I think that it is fair to go towards what is going to impact the rest of the map. Talking about young mechanical players, Triple in the mid lane, someone that Avant was very excited to keep in their lineup and seems to be impressing so far.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of Triple. I like to say that he's the new Claire of O's.
Ooh, that's actually big props because, in my opinion at least, Claire was one of the best players to never really play competitive in O's. Is he as good as Claire?
Oh, I don't think he's as good, but he's coming into Claire's level of play, and I think that he's going to be a big factor in the series.
And of course, he's going up against Swiffer for the Chiefs Esports Club, captain, heart and soul. Gatorade or Mike's Magic Stuff, whatever Carver wants to call him as well. Swiffer's, I think he's on a 42 KDA at the moment.
It's something absurd. We were looking at the stats, and they'd only died six times. Yeah, I think that I'm being motioned 6 times over the course of their 2 games, so...
16 times, I've been told.
Very
loudly by Zach in the background. Cool. So I actually want to take a look at the Chiefs as a whole because I feel like if you go through their lineup, they've got very solid players in every position. You've played against them a lot in best of 5s, best of 3s. What is it about the Chiefs that make them so damn hard to beat?
The Chiefs they just always seem to be everywhere together. So as soon as you auto the enemy carry in bot lane, there's suddenly 5 people in your lane, you're dead. So Chiefs are just extremely hard to play against because they tend to rotate and play as a team much better than everyone else.
And I know we've kind of pointed out the 2 strengths of the Avant-Garde lineup, their 2 solo lanes. Is there a way that they should be utilizing these lanes? I mean, maybe a younger version of people like Choo Choo's and yourself, 2 big carry solo lanes. Is there something that Avant can do to really get into the Chiefs headset here?
I think Avant need to pick up strong bully laners in both lanes because I don't think the bot lane will have much impact on this, especially since the meta is more towards mid and top. And it's just utility bot lanes.
All right, for us, bully lanes, what are we looking here from Avant then? Is it Shelby getting involved? Is it just pick Bam? What do you want to see?
I would love to see Chelby be on a priority gank jungler, like Tally said. I would love to see them go into standard lanes because I don't think you can lane swap better than the Chiefs at this point. And so, like you said, just look for the counter matchups. I don't think you'll find it in the mid lane, so just go back to your control mages. But for sure in the top lane, play kill pressure jungler, kill pressure top lane.
All right, cool. We'll see if they're able to get it done. Do you think they're able to give me your predictions going into this game?
I think it's going to be a 2-0 for the Chiefs, but I think Avant, kind of like Abyss and Tainted Minds, they have an opportunity where I think that they're going to lose, but they have a window where they can hit once and hit hard and make people look.
And Tally, want to come to you. You said that, maybe Avant are good enough to sneak into that top 4 position. Do you think they're good enough to take some games off the Chiefs here?
I agree with Frost. I think it's still going to be 2-0 the Chiefs, but I think Avant will show some signs of life.
All right, we'll see if they're able to get it done. Of course, guys, Chiefs and Avant are battling for their shot to go towards the OPL Finals, August 13 in Queensland. I don't know if you've got that one yet. I've only said it a couple of times. If you can't get along to Brisbane, however, our good friends at Hoyts do have you covered in all of the major cities around Australia and Queensland, New Zealand, Queensland. Australia and New Zealand, there is going to be Hoyt Cinemas putting it on the OPL final on the big screen, so make sure you take your mates along and get onto one of those. However, I've kept you here enough. OPL title matchup is on the line, so here is Rusty and Atlas to take us into game one.
Thank you very much, Spawn. I very much hope that people are purchasing those tickets because, man, you have been selling the heck out of it and you've been doing a phenomenal job doing it, too.
Definitely haven't forgotten where to find them either at this
damn
stage.
right, no. oc.llesports.com. Fantastic stuff. But, look, we heard from the desk signs of life out of Avant, and I have some statistics here just at the ready. They've had over 1 extra game, so 5 games versus 4 games of the Chiefs. They've had 37 extra kills, 69 extra deaths, and 77 extra assists. And that is only 1 extra game. So, if they show anything, they show doing stuff on Summoner's Rift as we hop into Chancellor.
They do plenty of things. The problem with Avant, and this is something that I have said since the first week of play, 5 strong players doesn't make a strong team. It means that they're going to win their lanes. But the Chiefs are a much better team-based team. And as Tally actually said himself on the desk before this, they can punish you. You auto-attack the AD carry, and you suddenly have 5 people down there killing.
Oh, damn right. But Lucian is going to be the first ban away here on the side of Avant. And Victor going to be the answering ban. Triple, a little bit of focus at the beginning. Of course, a man that actually has the highest CS per minute so far, on average, in the OPL.
Surprisingly good laner thus far, and whilst we could say this is his first true test, it's always going to be a test in the middle lane because the OPL does have a lot of talent stacked there.
Yeah.
Triple's still going to have to step up against what is a massive KDA opponent in Swiffer. He has been going off so far in the OPL. 1 death?
Yeah,
one death.
Yeah, equaling to
They got an opportunity to double that tonight.
42 KDA. Yeah. Spawn was exactly right on that statistic. As Fiora actually going to be the answering ban. Paradise getting some respect for his carry play. We saw Fiora go off last night. Almost a solo carry performance.
He's been, very much known as one of the Fiora players.
Trundle going to be the answering ban here on the side of Avant. So there are a lot of champions. Like, Chiefs need to ban about 5 different things with this final ban.
Probably just ban the Kindred, I think. I mean, there's Vladimir still on the board if AV can play that. Yet again, untested champion pools in the OPL so far. We only really know Direwolves can play it.
Yeah.
That's all we really know. We saw a strong game from Abyss in game number 3 on the Vladimir. Perhaps that's enough. Like, will AV actually prioritize that? Because really, they should just first pick the Vladimir right now, lock it in, call it a day, be happy with it. It does, like, almost force the Swain pick out of the side of the Chiefs in response.
Kindred and Nidalee are both available as well, so those sort of top tier of junglers. And if you're looking at sort of junglers that can utilize those champions to great effect, it's Chelby and Spooks. Chelby had the best game of his career on Nidalee.
Yeah, and it's not worth first picking, in my opinion, unless you really want to take one of them from Spooks. This is the other option as well in that middle lane. Get it off Swift.
Yeah, so Triple going to lock that one away. Of course, Swiffer has played LeBlanc twice and Azir twice so far in the OPL. But he was historically a Vladimir player. If we remember back to the IWCI days of Vladimir Nunu.
Look.
Or maybe we shouldn't.
We shouldn't, but he does play Vladimir. He does.
We at least got that bit out as Swiper hovering. One of his favorites. I mean, he saw it played in the LCK, and I remember him on Twitter. He's just like, oh, he's back, boys. Big swips on the big crocodile on the top side of the lane.
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, no, but he wants to hover it.
Echo always going to be one of those options. The question from Tally was there. They want to see Swiper play these carry options in the top side, not just the tanks. Maokai is always going to be up. It's always going to be strong, but there are so many better picks.
Well, Swain's going to be locked in here. Swiper, going to grab it, and we'll see whether it is going to be the Vladimir. Spooks wants the Kindred, though, and that's going to be taken away. Shall see. Of course, Swain can flex to that mid lane if Swiffer wants to play it. Of course, Cheese was previously on the roster. A little bit unfortunate that he's not subbing in now that Swain is ridiculous, although, in his opinion, doesn't actually like the current changes to Swain, despite the fact that he's so strong. Just doesn't feel the same, you know?
That's his decision. I think Swain at the moment may not feel the same, but it feels strong.
Damn right it does.
Whereas the Kindred being locked in by Spooks to me is actually coupled quite well with heal comps. Keeps people that are quite good at using their zonias at low health bars and sustaining them back up.
Oh, could you imagine if they got Vladimir as well? Oh,
I mean, I'm going to say that champion's name to death if it's not picked, but yes, imagine if they had that.
That's repugnant. Oh God, Triple, please pick Vladimir. Pick it. play Azir top and Vlad mid.
The
or
thing
play
is, they're almost
Vlad
like
top.
bottlenecked into picking it just so that the Chiefs can't have both.
Well, you can see it's actually going to be Ashe here for Avant. So Chenny Boy going to be taking the Ashe towards the bottom side. Swiffer now hovering the Vladimir. And and then they can pick Siva Karma. Oh,
They should put Karma with it, I agree. Bard's gone.
oh.
I mean, the next option is probably going to be Karma. Or range supports, Nami and stuff like that. Soraka, also a decent choice with it. You want to think about it.
Yep.
Chiefs, they also are notorious for being able to run you around the map.
Rise is available.
And use it, yes. Like,
Just calm down, Max. Calm down. Okay, so if we're currently hovering, champion that he was noted for quite some time. Not sure whether he's going to be playing the Ari this time around, as Radier is still waiting to make a decision. Twitch available, things like Siva definitely there. So the Rise is going to be switched back to. What is this team comp? It's already been built out.
4 of the strongest champions in the patch, given all of the target bans, is what we are looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, Siva, decent pick into the Ashe as well, knowing that you have a spell shield for the arrow. Same thing goes for Nidalee Spears to an extent. A little bit pokey, honestly, out of AV. They need some more hard commit to follow that Ashe up. A tank in the top lane would be best, but Paradise is a carry player. See what he does.
Yeah, can't go towards the Trundle, which could be, like, I guess, an answer with the pillar as well as having slightly that carry threat. Not going to be there. Maokai is, of course, available, but like you said, bit of a tank. And we'll see what AV actually decide to go with here, looking for a support and a top laner.
And he knows he's against Swain, so it is technically that counter pick choice.
Soraka is definitely available, and there's a Maokai being considered for the moment. Looking to really go all in on this potential team fight option from Avant. That is going to be locked away.
And it feels like they've committed now to that pokey style. And Nidalee Soraka, pretty strong. Ashe is actually decent at mid-range poke. Not necessarily sieging though. And the Azir will be doing a lot of damage, will be kept pretty healthy and happy. They also have that Azir to push people off Kindred Slam's Respite.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent, honestly, in terms of drafting from the side of AV. They have 5 good champions. Facilitative bottom lane, engage top lane, damage from the mid and jungle. Couldn't ask for much more, except that the enemy team didn't have what they have. And then you'd be a happy team.
Yeah. Also takes the leash off Chelby as well. He can be as aggressive as he wants. Now on sort of that safe power farmer counter jungler in the Nidalee. Suits his playstyle to a T. Now Ejim just waiting until the end of the clock before he locks in Karma. Or a different support choice. Braum, of course, available. Another option there for him. As Tahm Kench is being considered and locked in.
I actually like that as an adaptive pick. I
Yeah.
think. So you can correct me if you know on this one, but if you eat the Swain whilst he's in bird form, he still heals. There'll still be birds going everywhere, you know?
What the heck?
That'd be cool. I don't know.
Oh, I want to see that.
If that is a thing, please tweet at SpawnLol if I am wrong. That would be handy. But the finished team composition from the Chiefs is that is 5 disgustingly strong champions.
In every position.
Able to play the Chiefs style is the big thing. They can move around the map quickly. They've got the Siva speed up. They can keep his team alive with Lamb's Respite. They've got burst. Physical and magic damage mixed. It's not one type of thing that you can stack on the side of AV. Tough task, honestly, against the team currently holding that OPL Legend title.
Yeah, and just massive amounts of consistent damage out of all of the damage-dealing champions. Kindred, massive amounts of consistent damage. Dancing around, smacking people in the face with all their abilities. You got the Thunderdome to be created then out of the ultimate, plus Siva. And this is Radier as well. He crits about 5 times more than any other player that you will see, so those ricochets will be doing a heck of a lot of damage. And then you got Ryze and Swain. Like, the most consistent damage outside of Vladimir in, like, the control mage department. Like, it's dumb. It's just dumb. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to hear out of you. Head over to Twitter. Do you agree with this, that the Chiefs' team composition is ludicrous? If you do, use that hashtag CHFWin. Otherwise, if you think that AV's teamfight comp is going to come out ahead, use that hashtag AVWin, because they have crafted a really nice teamfight.
Yeah, they've definitely got their defined style that they're going to work towards. They've got a bit of poke, bit of engage. It's well-rounded. And the thing to me is we're looking at AV right now, and they're basically throwing the gauntlet to the Chiefs, saying that we can take you on as a team.
Yeah.
We can play the map. We can play this style and actually give it to what is currently our best team in the OPL.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And look, there's something to be said for wanting to play out your style as you head to the Rift, and AV are most certainly able to do that with what they have, but we are under the Rift. The Chiefs in the red pants for now, moving down the mid lane. Just to see whether we are going to have any sort of lane swap scenario. Looks like for now, not going to be had. This Chenny boy just going to be manning the mid lane.
I said this not long ago. That Ryze skin is like low-key one of the best in the game.
Low-key?
Low-key. Not everyone knows it. It wasn't like a legendary...
It's a sleeper OP skin?
Yeah, well, yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm definitely a big fan.
In a certain context, that would be accurate.
It's like that, because it came out at the same time as the Varus skin, right?
Lionheart Braum and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Like all of those were super good. It just didn't get a lot of traction. I don't think. You know, you don't see them all that often. But I most certainly agree. It's Paradise setting up, possibly to get triple. Three of those little chickens.
So a couple of forced things here as well. We've mentioned this every single time, but you're into a Ryze, as is you run Exhaust. You pretty much always run Exhaust against Ryze.
Yep.
It's just the way that it works. We've got, I think it was Deathfire Touch on the top lane just like. Pretty good at tank shredding.
Oh, there's
They're just hitting each other.
Check. Actually, as Radier taking a lot of damage, the exhaust comes down. Swift is going to make his way over the top as he has to actually use the heal. Ejim going to find dinner here in Chenny Boy as he's taking so much damage. Flashes, but that's the immediate follow-up, and Swiffer grabs first blood. If anything could be considered a nightmare, it's that, because now he gets a level 1 tier.
That is an awkward turn of events. Thankfully for AV, the minion's already here, and he starts at W, so not going to have the best time with early laning, but that is a big money advantage. In fact, Swiffer's probably going to get zoned until he's level 2. Triple plays this right. Things will actually be very good in the middle lane. Triple, I believe he also got the 3 saplings. He might not. Yeah, he did. There you go. It's actually Triple's ahead from all of this. Summoner's burnt. Awkward spell taken. No ability to farm.
Yeah, and actually the minions in awkward health levels as well, which is also frustrating.
He'll be okay at the end result, just needs to get that first recall. And same thing goes for Raider and Ejim. So they get a push in. They get it to the turret, which is important. Chenny wasn't here on time, as he was dead. It also means that they need to go back to base and try and get something for themselves and gives Chenny enough time to push out. What he should do right now, ideally, get this wave, try and push it as fast as he can, and then utilize that, go back to base and get a longsword himself. Otherwise, he'll be out of control.
Well, right now, he's just sort of last hitting in this lane as Radier and Ejim are making their way back in. Ejim taking a bit of a detour through the jungle as Chelby has cleared out his entire bottom side. Blue buff going to be the last thing remaining. As Paradise just eats a parrot. Oh, Pirate Swain. I love the fact that he's back in the meta. I mean, I don't like his current position as far as strength is concerned, but my god, it's just awesome to look at him hobble. Fantastic.
That's what your goals are really behind having him in the meta.
Yeah.
He's very aesthetically pleasing, I suppose. Appeals.
Laser parrots, man. I don't think you can lose when it comes to laser parrots. As once again, AV dealing with a push lane here towards the top side.
Not having the best time, but everything kind of mellows out. The first blood was once again just a cheeky little advantage gained. Really doesn't amount to anything. It was at such an awkward time. And the minions had just spawned.
Yeah, and as you were saying, Swiffer actually struggling a lot here, trying to get his foot back in this lane.
Ryze actually one of the better champions at last hitting on the turrets as well because of the E.
Spell Flux, yeah, pretty good at that.
Puts everything to the perfect amount of health that you can just auto-attack it after the turret hits.
Yep. Once again, Radier with pretty good spell shield timing, making sure that he eats up all those volleys. Has to be careful of that once Chenny Boy hits level 6, but for now, free mana available.
Yeah, he has nothing else to spell shield just yet, which means that Siva is probably going to be quite content as far as laning phase goes. Spear. We're still looking towards Chelby and Triple, known as these two players that usually work in tandem. And with Triple having a slight edge in this middle lane, at least keeping Swiffer pretty pushed, and could be able to get something done here.
Spook's just clearing out this jungle completely. Once again, you're right, Triple shoving this wave. Like his life depended on it.
I don't know if they'll look to dive. That'd be pretty risky, but Triple's getting eerily close to that level 6 mark, and Chelby's been hard farming.
Yeah, has actually hit that level 5 here as well, so Triple will have the help of a pretty big kitty cat if Shelby decides to come back.
The Toad's always roaming. You need to
Yeah.
be careful.
He's going to make his way back towards the top side. You can see Triple now. No threats to him. We'll see whether he still plays a little bit more defensively, but looks like he is just happy to shove waves up. And yeah, Swiffer's in no real danger right now. He's just staying really far back, playing it safe, understands, got the first blood, feeling good, is Rise.
I mean, like, yeah, he's not in danger. Usually you would expect the Rise to be having a little bit more control, especially once he hits the level 6 mark. We'll see how Triple does handle that when it becomes actually important in this laning phase, because early level trading is kind of just a back and forth whitewash.
Now I think Triple was trying to sort of hold off, bait Swiffer out a little bit, but not happening.
Also need to observe item builds while we're talking about this. There's no Ignite available for Jake, and that's against the Rise, Kindred, Swain, Tahm Kench to an extent. Like, you might want that, so they need to have either the Executioner's calling as, you know what, Spooks, you're just going to die.
Yeah, it's two
Just keep
spears in
that
a
up.
row
He's
as
dead.
Shelby is going to leap on top of him. There's no Lamb's Respite available as Triple's going to make his way over, but Wolfspite doing a lot of work. Another Hunted passive comes through as Shelby going to be out-traded as far as that one's concerned.
Monster Spear, here we go.
Yep. Oh,
Nope.
Jesus.
Wasn't going to kill anyway, and the potion's actually enough to keep him healthy. But good trade from Spooks, actually, as a response. Shelby should have had that outright. Got jukied.
Yeah, didn't even have to use any Summoner spells on the side of Spook, so feeling pretty happy about it. Lick of Tongue going to come down from Ejim as the Spell Shield is going to be used fruitlessly against a misaimed Starcall from Jake.
On purpose, surely. Oh, yeah, got him.
Yeah, ain't going to get no mana back from this one. This Radio has plenty of mana, so it doesn't really matter too much. Teleport going to be used one more time as Catalyst was picked up by Swiffer.
Given 2 free teleports, though, into this middle lane, Triple yet to recall himself. Kind of sets Swiffer up really nicely. In fact, puts him almost a favorable position in the middle lane now.
Yeah, and now that he has that ultimate that he can use basically all the time, he'll be feeling very happy. Jake actually taking a lot of damage from Radier. He's throwing these ricochets across. Still yet to head back and augment that longsword in any way.
And they might actually go for the early Drake here on the side of the Chiefs. They've set themselves up with 3 pink wards. The mark is near there. Dependent on this.
Oh my god, how did that not land?
I went over the top of him.
Yeah, Swiper turns into a giant parrot. In comes Spooks as the Never Move going to land onto Paradise. Ventral Maelstrom doing some work here. It helps him out just a little bit, but Swiper, no danger at the moment.
No. Big Swips, pretty happy. Actually speculated, I think Carbon speculated it was a self-described nickname. And the Sniper thought it was so funny he could call himself Big Swips. You know what? That's a sub-emote for him now, so it definitely was self-prescribed.
Yep.
Think of that what you will.
Well, I think it's adorable, personally. That's just me, though. It's Chiefs now holding on to a 300 gold lead. Too much. The last action was, of course, First Blood going down. Not too much more. As you can see, Shelby farming out very nicely.
Really just waiting for item spikes on the side of the Chiefs. AV as well can pretty much sit back and scale. We've got that Ash for picks once the level 6 is there, which is almost available. For some reason, Jakey is a higher level with. Which is something you never see.
Well, you can see Triple more than happy here in this mid lane as Ejim goes on walkabout just a little bit. The Master Chef himself, not going to get speared. Confidently wanders away.
Oh.
There's the arrow, actually. Chenny Boy gets exhausted immediately as On the Hunt has been popped. Maybe a little bit over-aggressive from Chenny. That's a big cooldown to actually lose a trade.
I mean, it was a cool idea, but the rest of AV weren't really following it up. Kindred's also here. That's why the Chiefs are playing so forward.
Yeah, Raider actually taking a lot of damage here, though, as Spooks. He's going to make his way in. Does have Lamb's Respite to help out his bottom lane, but not going to be quite near them.
Literally here, actually more important, as is the Soraka's heals. So AV still actually outright winning that trade, all things considered. And those mid lane definitely still hit each other a few times with spells.
Yep, they most certainly do. Passive comes in from Swiffer. Just cycling for the moment. And junglers are making their presence known here towards mid lane, but so far, things are tender hooks, it feels like, as Paradise once again getting tormented underneath his turret.
Just means that AV are holding their own through laning phase. I'm kind of waiting for something to crack, someone to make a mistake or a good play, perhaps a movement for the Drake, but Kindred's been looking top. Swiffer's starting to get a bit stronger though. That's
Yeah, he's underneath the turret now. His Tripple's just going to die. Swiffer walks over, picks him up, and kills him.
Rise, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely put that one through Champion Select.
Yeah, we did.
It's definitely on the Rift.
Well, when you're presented with, I want to play either Vladimir or Rise, and then you choose Rise, you'd hope he can do something like that, because we just witnessed what Vladimir can do. It's equally as disgusting.
I just don't have nice words for these champions. Like, he did exactly what he should be doing, and it's impressive from Swiffer to execute on it. He also baited the exhaust out earlier for his own flash, but literally just walked under the turret and said, bring it on. And just dives him.
Yeah.
Just does like half of his health. Reasons, though, is the reason.
Just silly. 11 minutes in, that is 2 Rod of Ages completed on the side of the Chiefs. Swiper going to be very happy with that one on his Swain, and Swiffer going to be the same thing. I mean, this guy's now got the items that he's looking for on the Rise.
Yeah, well, they're the first item spikes that we're referring towards. Spooks, once he gets the Blood Razor also, will make life a little bit better on the side of the Chiefs, whereas AV have got their first big item on their mid laner. Definitely lacking in that AD carry role, however, as Kenny's been struggling a little bit for farm.
Yeah, Spear going to go wide here from Shelby, who's still farming up quite nicely, but Spooks closing that gap well on the Kindred. Boots of Swiftness done as well. Runic Echoes was opted for on the side of Shelby, so no boots upgrade for him, but he's going to be doing a lot more damage throughout the jungle. We'll need to see Shelby actually step it up here, because it seems as this game goes, Chiefs are creating advantages for themselves, especially there in that mid lane.
They love the slow style. It's just the Chiefs. They've been playing the map more often than not, realistically. And we see them in the OPL at present. They don't need crowd control. You just kind of play it out, run you around, and pull you to different directions than that, where you have either a lack of vision or a forced entrance. There's a teleport. Whoa.
Oh, wow. There it is. Radiant does spell shield it, but the grey health from Ejim
They want to fight.
is helping them a little bit. Yeah,
Oh.
Radiant still very high health as the teleport's actually cancelled. Was used by Swiffer and Swiper, both of them starting that one off, but they decide not to take it as 5 members were towards the top
That's
side.
because Spooks is at the bottom of the map doing the enemy red buff. They should get a Drake for this with Swiper and Swiffer, so they're actually just going to trade neutral objectives as an end result. Teleport being cancelled signals that, you know what, Chiefs had a different idea to what AV had. And if they really want to kill Raider and Ejim, the Chiefs just didn't actually want any of that.
I just feel like it was Spook saying, oh, but I'm on the bottom side of the map, guys.
That's probably what it was, but, you know, he's the shot caller of the team.
Yeah. It was the best call to cancel the teleports.
As he says he is.
Yep.
So, as the shot caller of the team, he's definitely said, guys, I'm not there. Don't fight.
Oh, minion wave. Non-permitting, they are going to be able to take down this outer turret towards the bottom side of the map. So Chiefs grab a dragon, enemy red buff, and a turret in trade for that Rift Herald. We'll see whether AV can answer with the top outer turret, as Radiant is going to make his way in following this minion wave. Spear going to be avoided. Radiant is able to get in there and deal with this minion wave quite nicely, but that tower is very low.
Oh, it's starting to get a bit dangerous here for Chiefs to be on this side of the map. Spooks needs to come and help now.
That arrow is so close to being up for Chenny Boy.
They could have probably persisted that, but without vision themselves, AV, they can't overcommit. So they back away, but the damage is done onto that turret. Will Chenny actually... They want this.
Yeah,
Never
Ejim
mind.
actually going to eat the Sivir.
They stopped recalls, which is actually quite big. Now gives time to work the top side of the map themselves, and you can see the favors start to slip in the opposite direction.
Yeah, Swiffer actually heading underneath this turret. There's the ultimate popped as Rune Prison is going to be on triple, but he takes it with him as he shuffles his way out. Shelby wants to try and answer this one. A level higher than Spooks at the moment, so farming out very well.
Never mind.
Yep, take it all back. They're even.
And still the Rise is starting to get a bit more presence in this middle lane. There's one thing the red side wants to do here at the Chiefs at scale, but we still need to see that execution work as... Yay!
Yep, Birdman and Treeman doing battle with each other.
Core.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Swiper slightly ahead as far as experience is concerned. 11 minions there as well as Chiefs take down their second turret for the game. Avant, of course, have done a lot of work to that top outer, but does mean that the global gold well and truly in favor of the Chiefs. 3,000 the lead at this current stage. Once again, a double cloud start for this game, much like last game.
Now the word of the day is clouds and drakes.
Swiffer just going to tank a spear because he felt like he wanted to. By the looks of things, he walked straight into it without a care in the world.
And I'm not even sure the Chiefs are going to look for anything besides the next Cloud Drake. AVs need to, and again, start doing something with Chelby.
Abyssal Voyage is going to get the Chiefs towards the top side of the map. Swiper's here, made it in. Didn't even teleport as Jake, well out of position, and he's going to die. It's a double kill as, of course, Chenny Boy fell previously off screen.
Yeah, Swiper took him down, so 2 big picks, and just as I said, they may not want to do anything. They find a complete overextension. The greed for the turret that does go down, no less, but at what cost? As the Chiefs are not done.
Oh, Ejim, hungry for Kitty. As Spooks is going to come over. Chelby did flash out of the way as Paradise now going to get turned on. Pops the Vengeful Maelstrom as Spooks is just smacking him down. Does have the Lance Spike. Oh my god! The Wish comes in, and the arrow sails lovingly by. As Chenny Boy says, see ya.
All of the spells duked. The Chiefs barely make it out with their health bars, but the Soraka Wish is enough to keep Paradise alive. He was going to die to red buff.
And Torment.
Yeah, so very well done. But well done is only to keep them alive, not to get them ahead. And that is what AV are currently in the process of doing.
Swiffer.
Just staying.
Well, you can see, as far as CS scores are concerned, it's only that bottom lane for the Chiefs that is super far ahead, but everything else, 4 kills to 0, 2 turrets to 1. Chiefs just being able to play this game out a little bit better than Avant at the beginning.
But that's also, like, maybe the Chiefs are just content with saying we'll out-teamfight them. But they're giving Avant opportunities to play this game out. They're not winning early. And you have to say, when it comes to the game on paper, you give Chiefs the better team. AV perhaps excel at laning phase, which is why they're keeping up right now. We're just kind of waiting for that middle game scenario where the Chiefs start to try and blow that map open, or AV even try and blow the map open themselves. Just comes down to execution at that point, though. Chenny being 0-2 and being this far behind of Radair is probably the biggest cause for concern.
Yeah. It's frightening stuff. We'll see whether AV can hide him for a moment. It's because, you know, the pick potential of the arrow is still definitely there. Spear to follow up, things like that from Avant. Shelby able to smite things away very effectively, like that red buff just then as Chenny Boy is going to die. Swiffer flashes, kills him. And I say it nonchalantly because, I mean, that's just what Rise does.
That's still a big pick in terms of timing as well. They're looking to push its bottom lane. A big wave was there for Chenny that now goes missing. And with Shelby and Jakey to receive it, they may not even get it at all. They have no staying power anymore. A lot of pressure on this bottom lane turret.
Well, teleport actually going to be used here. Paradise wants to protect this inner turret as Jake takes a cue from Swiffer and does a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, but look at top lane as well now. So the minions are about to crash, and that teleport really just amounts to CS lost and an advantage gain for Swiper. It always does come down to these little things. Now you've got triple rotating, right? Triple's going to rotate. Mid lane will get pushed. They might even get the turret there instead. One step ahead at every single angle.
Yeah. Radiant will be able to pick this one up most likely. Chelby and Chenny Boy are actually going to make their way over, but of course the arrow not available. Not going to be able to lock down
what's
Radiant.
live now instead. They're always working towards it.
Oh my goodness. Triple's dead at the same time as Swiper picks up the kill solo. Just wandered around the back.
Yeah, flashed for him and has teleport, so if they try and spook, it's actually caught.
Yeah, in a lot of trouble. But Ejim just eats him up and will spit him back out again. Hexdrinker did some work as Swiper teleported in. Swiffer around the side there as well as they're trying to deal with this gigantic tree. He's a big deal. And it is going to be Spooks taking down Chenny Boy. The boomerang is going to help out as Paradise took a lot of killing, but he died in the end. And the Chiefs are just playing beautifully like a unit, taking things down. Yeah,
that was pretty immaculate series of events from the Chiefs. Movement around the map. It was predictable, but in such a crisp way that there was no response on the side of AV. AV absolutely left respondent to it, and they crumble.
Never move, going to be avoided there by Jake, but the inner turret falls down. 6,000 gold, or 5,500 gold the lead here for the Chiefs as they may look towards... Okay, here it is. Swiper just flashed on to his face.
Yeah, he was warded, caught him recalling. Swain. You say that about Rise, but hey, Swain does the same thing. Kills people pretty easily. 0 to 8 right now. The only saving grace is a turret that Avant got. Otherwise, we'd be looking at a potential perfect game.
Yeah, and some really good farm values here as well for Avant, keeping them slightly in it. I mean, 5,000 gold here at the 20-minute mark isn't something that you'd say, let's hang up our hats, boys.
We've just watched AV lose this game in slow motion, to be fair. Like, they're not laughable. They're definitely not laughable. They're starting to mount some kind of defiance, but if they don't do it soon, it's already too late.
And Chiefs are just, they're doing their standard Chief thing, you know, create vision where you need it. All of the pink wards are around that bottom side of the map. Baron has been up for 45 seconds. As Swiffer pops the ultimate. That was satisfying.
It was.
Yeah, Chiefs are going to utilize that vision, take down this dragon, and do so very, very easily as well. As Swiper deals with the Maokai towards the top side of the map, but he's got a Spirit Visage and some Mercury's Treads. There ain't no way this triple AP comp is going to be hurting the Swain unless Chenny Boy can get up amongst it, but he's so far behind. That's 62 CS for Radier in the lead.
Yeah, and that's the contrasting difference as well between these teams. Physical and magic damage. There's a lot of...
Yeah, the arrow is available, but they decide not to pull the trigger.
There's a Tom Kench.
Swiffer's just going to try and take an in turret. As
They
there's
have
the
to go
twisted
to
advance. Yeah, Ejim, the arrow does come down. Grey health is eaten, but I have a feeling he's going to... Oh my god, the Lance of Spike came in at exactly the right time. Swiper, no, never moved to come in, but Swiffer with the flank. Shelby is going to fall down. Chenny Boy gets evaporated. They do manage to get the Tom Kench, but is it worth it? As Triple and Jake now on the run. Swiper, the Birdman, says, yeah, your Ash is dead. You can't hurt me.
Jake's, look, he's pretty much dead. Triple,
Kate, Spooks,
I don't
come
know,
on, man.
Spooks.
Come on, man.
he's having a giggle. The rest of his team is still getting kills, however, and Radier actually wants to win the game, not just to find these kills. Currently barreling down the middle by himself. He's actually about to find Triple and potentially do the same thing that just the tip Spooks just did. Doesn't want it. So he's a more resilient man than that of Spooks.
Swiffer, though, has Flash. Decides not to use it. This inner turret is going to fall down as Swiper does deal with it. But, you know, questions raised for Spooks. Other than that, some good play for the Chiefs.
Still good play, you just know he's being cocky.
Yeah. Cocky's one way to put it. Silly. I don't know. Right, Shelby hunting Swiffer. Don't go near him. I wouldn't do it. If I were you, Shelby. Now Vision getting clawed back for Avant-Garde.
Yeah, trying to establish themselves. It is almost like we're at 23 minutes in the game and it feels like the next team fight is going to be a last defiance from AV. They have a 0-7 bottom lane that have been involved in, thankfully, all of the kills for Jakey as he has a Soraka wish, but they just haven't got anything done. Really haven't. And with the Ashe, Soraka bottom lane, they're facilitating the rest of their map. They've got a Nazir to follow things up if it came to it. But Triple couldn't do anything. He was stuck with a Rise.
Yeah.
Got a really early first blood and a bit of gold in the back pocket. He's running Exhaust, not Teleport. And you've got the bottom lane that was just struggling anyway, using those arrows there. And Shelby was focusing that bottom lane instead of looking perhaps mid. Swiper's a write-off. There's actually just no point trying to kill the Swain at this point, and there really wasn't anyway beforehand once he had Catalyst.
And he's now building towards a Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Things definitely good, looking good as On the Hunt has been popped. Radier is going to get snared as the arrow flies through as well. Radier might get picked out as Ejim is going to eat him up, spits him out on the Lamb's Respite, and he is going to be okay, but Paradise in a really good position. Spooks falls down. The teleport coming in from Swiffer, but there's the flash out from Swiper. The last auto attack will do it as the shutdown comes in and the flash forward. Paradise is going to be able to take out Ejim with the help at Triple, and he is going to be able to get that one. 3 Swift kills and Avant. There they are. They've woken up on Summoner's Rift.
And that was honestly just a big old toss from the side of the Chiefs. Soraka gave them 2 seconds of notice and still trapped Radier. Big mistake. The Baron is definitely theirs. No one's contesting it. And a slight turnaround now in favor of Avant. Lovingly gifted.
Yeah, clawing back that gold advantage so beautifully at the same time as there are pings going down. Shelby actually decided not to back. He's looking for a flanking play towards Radier, who was just pushing up towards that inhibitor turret, trying to deny as much as he could. backing in full vision right now, but no arrows to be taken. As let's have a look at this fight again. It's just Radiant getting caught.
Yeah, the spell shield was used early for the Ashe W from the looks of it. I think it was potentially a lack of spatial awareness in that particular case that Ashe was trying to W. He wanted to get through the Soraka. Either way, Swiper's tanky, but not from physical damage. Tenny was putting in overtime in that fight when you look at positioning on the map. And the tanks, Paradise did his job quite exceptionally. Spooks had to waste his Lamb's Respite for the Ashe.
Yeah.
Tom Kench had to use the Devour for the Sivir, again. Really, it's just a team play around a mistake from Raider.
Yeah, now Chenny Boy is actually within a pickaxe as far as items are concerned. So, making use of the gold that he managed to pick up. Of course, still a gigantic CS advantage to the tune of about 80.
I just think that, like, positioning-wise, they didn't need to run that deep. They were looking to catch somebody out of position, but if they were going to run that deep, it means that their vision wasn't there to see the rest of AV. You wouldn't go that ham. You could already see Chenny and Jake standing to the left of you. You go for them instead.
Yeah. You can see as well, AV pushing up the mid lane will be able to take down this outer turret. That gold lead becoming less and less existent as this game goes on. 2,000 now the lead for the Chiefs. But that was nearing 8. And a game that looked like it was entirely in the hands of the Chiefs.
Yeah, AV. Once again, they pull that trigger at the right time for them. Always going to be a resilient team. Always very strong individual players. The Chiefs are meant to be that better team play team. And they just got out-teamed for it.
Yeah, and of course, Jake put in work on that Soraka as well. Didn't look like anyone was close to dying because those heals were coming in left, right, and center.
Triple also stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of damage in that last fight. Tally potentially called him nearing the level of the Claire of Oaths. For those that aren't familiar, he was one of the few gods that never actually competed in the OPL.
Actually
except for
heading
a
to
sub
Japan,
of Legacy.
I think.
So he says.
Yeah. Something like that. So I have heard around the traps. Now Sun Turret has been erected, and AV setting up shop underneath. Teleport from Paradise might be actually looking for a flanking play here. He's very tanky. Does have the Spirit Visage and the Frozen Heart, as well as even more magic resist built up. Yeah, they're looking for it here as Triple. Doesn't really get much from the Emperor's Divide. Teleport on the Sun Turret as Paradise is going to make it in. But that is Siege broken right now.
Yeah. The Emperor's Divide was used literally to divide AV from the Chiefs to keep him alive.
Swiper just wanders in. Face checks here as he does turn into bird form and gets picked off. That is a swift one there for Shelby. There's now Paradise right in the front line. The Grey Hell's going to be eaten, but Ejim's going to die at the same time. And that was just overly confident play out of the Swain.
It's just straight sloppy. You don't walk into 5 people. Soraka's silence has on multiple occasions actually ruined the Chiefs' day. AV, they're making the right picks. But I said lovingly gifted, and that's absolutely what it still remains to be. If Swiper's going to walk at you to all 5 people and just die for nothing, fair enough, man. That's your choice.
Yeah.
This is a very confusing game. Establish yourself an 8,000 gold lead, reduce it to 2, and then walk into them. I feel like he just thought he was tankier than he was, or thought AV were weaker than they currently are.
Or thought he had a Zhonya's. I don't know. A few questions to be asked here as Chenny continues to try and claw his way back. But that is over 100 CS the lead for Radier currently. This red buff is going to be taken down. So
Chenny's
regardless,
starting to put in work.
he's still, yeah, exactly. His utility in the end. Doing so well. Spook's not going to get speared as Swiffer comes over the top. Shelby in a whole host of trouble. There's the flash forward, but he's going to get healed up by Jake. Shelby's going to survive for now. Paradise was moving down.
Spook's using his flash for it. Can only trade flashes is the end result. Swiffer didn't have his available, as that's what they used in the middle lane. Also don't think Swiffer's going to have a death anytime soon on his scoreboard. Unless the rest of his team crumbles around him as it's the GA.
Yep. Currently nursing at, 48, 52, something like that, depending on what it was before. Silly KDA.
Oh, he's KDA, right?
Yeah.
Numbers. I was a bit lost.
Just saying numbers, man. Yep, so 48 currently. So yeah,
Yes.
feeling good. We'll see whether he is actually going to die because, of course, a large reason why that first team fight that they lost wasn't available to them was because Swiffer wasn't there.
Yeah, remember he's running that teleport as well, so the Chiefs are still looking aggressively for this 4-1 situation where they want Swiper group with the team and Swiffer flanking. Whilst it's a good idea in merit simply because they have the tank member of the team now standing in front of them, and somebody has to match that of the Maokai. It also mean that Swiffer's going to be late to the party. And if the party starts off in the wrong way, then it could be too little too late.
Yeah. Paradise now as well with lots of magic of this. That's Merc Treads and the Banshee's Veil and Spirit Visage completed, so going to be shrugging off the damage of Swiffer and Swiper. Spooks and Radiant, however, will still be doing relevant damage to him, albeit slightly slower due to the Frozen Heart. And Void Staff is now done for Swiffer. There's a very big rise.
Everyone's getting big damage items. I think the only contrast is the AD carries, and the amount of CS between them, honestly, could actually be the big turning point. Yes, Triple has a lot of CS. He's ahead of the clock by like 30, which is amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. But a 5-0-1 Swift on the flip side kind of negates that advantage that the Azir has. But we look at the AD carries. That is unreasonable just because of the item spikes that he's now got for him.
Yeah, Radio just finishing the Infinity Edge, I believe you were referring to.
Indeed.
As that Execution is calling just to deal with the extra healing.
It's also just poor itemization for our item slots. Like, it's a necessity that Chenny gets the Executioner's calling. He's going to have to use the pink ward soon, maybe get a pickaxe from it, but if he goes with the crit cloak, then he has to wait 1,500 gold still. And yet to see it.
Oh, Arrow actually jumped into by Spooks, who gets eaten out of it. Radiant. Oh my god, the damage from Triple as the Never Move comes down. Swiffer flashes into the backline. He's got, of course, that GA available, and he's doing so much AoE. The shutdown comes in. There's the Guardian Angel as Paradise now dealing with the rest of the Chiefs. The heal comes in. Chiefs still looking for it as Radiant flashes into the wall, but he's still going to be okay. Left fight.
My God,
He's not quite on
Triple.
it. That is amazing. Out of Triple as Swiper and Swiffer still doing the work. Shelby somehow
going
still
off.
alive. Jake, what is going on? He's still alive. Flashes over the wall, and Triple's still killing him.
This is such a delicate situation.
Oh, Shelby falls.
Triple has actually almost just gotten them every single kill in this fight. Swiffer put in work, but it was not enough. Looks like they are going to get out, though.
Oh, Swiffer teleporting back in. Jake is going to be able to... No, doesn't snare him up. That's just a star call, but does get the slow.
Breaks the home guards. That was the most important part of that star call. He keeps himself alive with the Q. Everything settles down once more.
That team fight was so close.
Triple is actually a god right now. He is dismantling them.
Well, he's looking to try and do it again, as that's 2 Sand Soldiers, and that is 1 too many for Swiper to deal with.
Swiper overstays his welcome naturally. I believe he was looking for the turret. We are going to see this one again. Thankfully, Tom Kench exists, or that would have been the end of EGM. As well as Radio losing his health. If it wasn't for Swiffer, man, this whole team fight was bust because Chenny just died. On the back of this, we're looking at Paradise, who is a super tank, and Triple, whose positioning was just hitting everybody the entire time. Look at the way that this works with the Lamb's Respite also. Pushes them off it and stays in it himself. Triple is just killing them.
Yep, doing it again here is actually Chenny's, going to fall down. Spooks grabs himself that one. Doesn't quite have the ultimate available one more time as Triple's going to make his way in. Swiffer over the top. Could block a spear, but Spooks is not going to get hit by it anyway. And now the rest of the team has discovered AB, and Shelby is going to jump on Ejim. He's in a whole host of trouble as now Radiant. He has to get the hell out of there. Spell Shield comes down.
That's a big problem.
Bad news bears as the Sivir falls as well. Spooks headed back to base. Now it's only the solo laners in jungle that are remaining. And Chenny boy, I mean, he's only level 14. He's up in another 10 seconds.
2 to 6 in turrets right now as well, and the gold lead stretches to a mere 3,000, a little bit less even. AV looking for this Baron. Swiffer's got a flank.
Swipe is in there as well. Never Move does catch Jake. He is Swiffer. Now singled out. Arrow hits Spooks. How? Okay. Never mind. Sapling flies over the top.
Let's work with it.
Oh, God. Okay, well, they...
Spooks is a magnet.
Off the Baron.
The gold lead shrinks a little bit less, and yes, the push up the Baron was important, but Swiffer and Swipe are still going to be big threats based off their champion picks alone. Once again, we're looking at Triple, 7-2. Chenny's got his Infinity Edge, so whilst he's behind us, not by too much anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, it's basically nothing. Raider has not had a good game.
No, and he's now looking to try and pick up the QSS by the looks of things. Null Magic Mantle now sitting there. Will be good if he gets singled out by any of these arrows, as well as the Twisted Advance to the snare.
I think it's safe to say that this does not feel like the Chiefs that we're used to seeing either.
No.
This slow, controlled map movement is being absolutely thrown out the window. They keep getting caught out by AV time and again, so a lot of props to the Avant-Garde side. Finding themselves very close in this team v team combat that has been breaking out.
And you mentioned Triple. Now he has the 4 items that a Nazir wants. Rabadon's Death Cap and Void Staff to augment the core of Nash's and the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He's so big. Triple is like, he's AV in their team fights, and he's just been playing so well.
You have to remember, he's got a Soraka and a Nidalee to back him up. They can pick one carry and they can keep that single carry alive to the ends of the earth.
Well, Swiper waiting 800 gold in order to pick up that Zhonya's Hourglass, which will be the next big item spike here that the Chiefs are looking for. That as well as the QSS.
Yeah, once the Zonias is there for Swiper, things will look a little bit better for them. The GA cooldown, I think, is the other big thing for Swiffer.
Yeah.
Once that GA is up, he can play far more aggressively. He's even ready to go now.
They're looking for a flank actually here as Radia. You get a ricochet over, doesn't do a whole lot, but Triple's got singled out. There's the Rune Prison, does use the Empress Divide, but he just explodes. The shutdown comes in. Wish not nearly enough now as Paradise. He's the next option. Chiefs just a death unit as they head towards the mid lane, and that's exactly the pick they wanted.
And they should just tank this one up potentially. That giant death ball. Ejim's going to have to be careful. He's not actually a tank.
Yep, eats the grey health, but you can see this inhibitor turret actually doesn't work when there's no minions around. They will kill it. They've
Back
lost
away.
a lot of their health bars. As there's
Oh
the
my
flash
God.
forward. Swiffer seems to have found Chenny Boy, but he's not going to kill him. Gets eaten by Ejim, who is so incredibly low. The heal comes out.
overcommitted.
Yeah, precisely. There's an actual
Oh,
flat.
what?
What? Okay, see you later, Chenny Boy. Radia cuts him down with a boomerang.
Chenny?
Hello?
Where'd he go? Chenny?
That was ridiculous. Shelby is through the base gate. He's going to be okay for now as the inhibitor falls down. How? Swiper walks through a spear. Weird things are happening.
That was a redemption kill, I will say, from Raider. Gives them an inhibitor. 2, 2, and 8. Still doing okay. The walking Archie has finally found merit.
Oh, goodness.
And once again, the Chiefs still in the driver's seat. Swiffer yet to die, padding his stats. The rise is big. The rise is only big because a Sivir can speed it up as well when it comes to these team fights. And Triple needs to stay alive. He can't be caught out by himself anymore. It doesn't matter how close or far away he is from the Chiefs roster. He actually can't make these mistakes.
Radia just going to continue asserting pressure on the enemy base. Decided to actually grab a Hex Drinker instead of that QSS, just relying on Ejim and his ability to eat him out of any problems. Mo dinner, more problems.
Teleport. Big
Yeah.
flank.
Swiffer looking for Chenny Boy. Oh my goodness. The Abyssal Voyage to come in as well. How many arrows does Chenny Boy have?
There's a lot.
Hopefully enough, as the Wolf's Bite is going to come in. He's trying to turn it onto Spooks, who will die without using the ultimate. Just did not respect that damage at all.
Raider suddenly has 100 health as well. Honestly, I'm just a little bit perplexed. Mechanically, the Chiefs are blundering. AV still end up trading in a situation where they absolutely should not have been trading.
Yeah.
But here we are. Baron control potentially still in their favor. No Elder Dragon to speak of. They've started this one up. AV.
There's a ward in the back of the pit. Also on there to the side is the Chiefs looking to try and get them out of
That
here. But
Baron's
Shelby,
gone.
yeah, he's got the smite. He's going to pick up the Baron as Paradise finds his way in. Radier has a lot of his health back as now Swiffer right in amongst it. Swiper as well attacks the backline, uses the Zhonya's, gets all of his health back. What a dumb champion. As Paradise also able to do a lot of work tankily. Now gets the GA popped and Swiper is going to fall. Shelby gets caught as Swiffer is super legendary right now. Radier now over the side. Paradise does have his flash actually. As Radier is able to take him down, and now Swift is just killing him one after the other. Double kill comes in, Arrow wandered casually to the left out of the way of. And Triple and Chenny Boy, the last ones remaining.
We've hit the 39-minute mark in this game, and it has legitimately just become Triple against Swiffer.
Yeah.
This whole game has got facilitators with Triple against Swiffer. One of them's 10-0, one is 7-3, and that is the direction that this game is currently going.
Just ridiculous.
He may not be a shot caller, but he's definitely a captain.
Oh my god, the damage out of Triple is despicable.
Yeah, they won't be able to break any more than this unless someone makes a mistake. Triple should be able to hold the fort.
Yeah, we do have a huge wave of minions towards the top side of the map though, so Chiefs may want to go back, reset their waves, get things working out.
Big difference between these AD carries still. You can see how much of an impact Raider's having in these fights.
Yeah.
Only the Executioner's calling there for Chenny compared to a full, completed Last Whisper upgrade on Raider. Those farm values, man.
Yeah. It's just a little bit ridiculous. Swiper now looking for what could possibly be that Void Staff as his final item.
It's Elixir o'clock for most players on this game that have their items as well.
Look at Shelby at the same time. Death Cap now done as well as the Void Staff. This guy's big.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And I feel like most of it's going to be increased healing that he can do. Keep the rest of his team alive because that's the cycle that it generally takes.
Oh, Arrow is going to fly through. Spooks avoids it this time.
He does it.
Yeah, Triple easily takes that blue buff.
Whoa!
Yeah, there's the Emperor's Divide. Actually, his Swiper is going to get locked out, but Paradise just going to be wandering in here. He wants to actually start this fight off as the Sun Turret is going to commit suicide. You can see Radiant very, very low. The Zonyas comes in. Shelby's going to die as Swiffer picks it up, and Paradise may actually be out of health now. The Lambs Spike comes in.
Swiffer.
Chiefs are going to get the heal as Swiffer right in there. And Ejim is going to save him. Does have the Guardian Angel still, of course, and that is none dead on the side of the Chiefs as Paradise and Shelby are gone.
Like, still has full health. Like, the Azir still has full health. He is the power point of this team. And because of the choke point that they fought in, Raider did nothing but watch and hit a Maokai whilst Triple zoned him off with those Sand Soldiers. If they're going to turn this one back around, they need to make sure that Azir dies.
Oh, he's going to take an inner turret for himself, actually just by himself against two people that just did not want to go near that guy. Big minion wave towards the top side as Spook starts off this Elder Dragon.
The health bars are lacking, honestly, on the side of the Chiefs. There is no Lamb's Respite.
Oh, Swiffer! He just jumps in and tries to explode Shelby, but he's not going to be able to.
Because Triple exists. Like,
Yeah,
kill the
Ejim.
Azir.
Swiffer, Zonya's out. Oh my goodness, the double kill comes down, and Triple's able to make it happen. This is why they first picked the Azir.
We are 42 minutes in now. Not a whole lot of time has progressed, but suddenly, while we were talking about the battle of the mid laners, one is starting to outscale the other with damage. When it comes to these team fights, Triple, he's got a Soraka and a Nidalee to back him up. Chenny Boy's secretly doing a lot of damage on the sidelines because he can hit the back lines, whereas, honestly, Raider has not done a thing.
Just completely zoned out of the way. Has 6 items on this Sivir.
Yeah, but if you don't hit anybody, you can't use them.
Also, none of them are lifesteal until he's super low. Of course, he has Warlord's Bloodlust, but he can just never find a way back into a team fight afterwards.
I just don't know what he should be swapping out for it.
Yeah, no, neither do I, really.
You go Bloodthirster perhaps instead of your Magic Resistance item, or you go for the Mercurials, but that doesn't block the raw damage that Triple's doing to you. I just don't think there's an answer right now. Thankfully, for the Chiefs, there's only one Drake that was taken by AV that augments their Elder Dragon strength.
Still will have all of that on-hit damage.
But wait, like, the story of this game is honestly just that the Chiefs had the lead, then they threw the lead.
Yeah.
Now AV are starting to scale.
AV managed a brilliant team fight. That turret just got obliterated.
Impressive performance so far from the comeback.
Ready, clearing out jungle. Did push up that wave towards the open inhibitor. You can see those turret numbers are actually evaporating.
The gold basically a non-factor
Yeah.
from here on out. Most of the carries finish builds, tanks pretty much there as well. The one major contrast point to me is that Paradise is a dedicated full tank. He has all tank items. Swiper finds this middle ground hybrid tank. Same thing with Swiffer. So together they make a single tank. But because Swiffer's flanking, someone has to kill the backline. Someone has to get onto the Soraka.
Yeah.
Swiper can't. And as a 3-man unit, Ejim's only saving people. He's not an Alistar to press R and be a tank. He's keeping Raider or Spooks alive. And because of that Ash Arrow, he's using his Devour early. which means damage could go missing. The 3-man unit that they're running here on the side of Chiefs is not very strong.
Well, one thing they can be happy about is the fact that Triple isn't going to get any stronger.
And the only reason I say it's not strong is because the 3-man of AV is able to actually help the rest of their team. They're not looking for flanks. They just want to stand as a 5-man unit. Nidalee heal Soraka, Soraka heal the rest.
They've just got so much anti-pick as well. I mean, if they are together, it's so hard to kill Chenny Boy because you've got Astral Blessing there. You've got Primal Surge out of Chelby.
I mean, that's what the Chiefs are meant to be as well. With
Yeah.
their team composition. Because of the damage, not the pick, that the Azir has, it's making up for it. It's actually besting it.
Well, right now, Swiper just desperately trying to get enough money to pick up his Void Staff. See whether he's actually where he's going to go in order to grab that, but he needs to start heading back, grab some home guard, and look for what could be a final fight here around this Baron. It is respawning now. It will be the third one that AV have been able to pick up.
Look at Raider.
Yeah.
He's just going straight down the middle lane. The teleport's going to have to be there from Paradise. He has to recall, not teleport. Raider doesn't have to be too careful because he can ult and walk down the bottom lane. He should be able to get out.
Oh, there it is. First inhibitor does fall down.
Oh, don't run that. What are you doing?
Oh my god. Ejim is going to be able to eat him. Runs very, very quickly as the ult comes out.
Just walk down. Instead of losing all of your health. Watch how AV now react to this. Raider can't stay. He doesn't have life steal. If he stays, he's going to stay low, and AV can force the Baron. Once again, I don't want to criticize our best AD carry in the region too hard, but he's throwing a game.
Well, at the moment, just hanging around the mid lane, waiting for something to come back in here as Chiefs well aware of the fact that this Baron has started up. Jakey has all of the health he would like in order to get that one. Oh my god,
wow,
it's stolen by Spooks. Does have the ultimate in the back of the pit here as Ejim is going to flash over, wants to eat him. Isn't going to be able to, but the GA is, of course, there.
No, they can't help him.
Yeah, no, Spooks is going to die, but he has managed to pick up that Baron buff. You can see Radier, he's just farming in the mid lane, looking to now transition towards the bottom side. This guy's got so much farm. That is 160 CS in the lead of his opponent, but dude, there's nowhere to put items.
But Raider can't hit champion, so he's trying to win the map. That's why his farm's going to continue to increase. I admire the decision from him. He just needs to work on that execution. Spooks is actually just a hero. That could have been a game-ending Baron if Avant were to get that. The smite is super clutch. The Chiefs now with that Baron buff could be able to start working the map, push top and bottom at the same time, and actually make life hard for AV mid. Yeah, that's right.
Radier doing a lot of damage to
Paradise can't
himself,
do this.
actually. Yeah, that's tanking up Baron minions. You don't want to do that as Swiffer is going to be able to get down the Rune Prison. Radier just focusing on the turret. He's going to be able to get it here as he turns onto Paradise. Paradise going to fall down to his GA as the On The Hunt has been popped. Spear flashed out of the way of Swiper, looking for Jake. Never move. He's going to lock down the Soraka.
Triples
Immediate
in.
explosion of the Nidalee as Triple. Now tanking up Birds. Ejim going to eat up the Swain as Swiffer wants to take down Paradise. Does so. Triple, never move. Flashes out of the way as now Swiper, exhausted, will die to the Sand Soldiers. As Swiffer has one thing that he wants to do, and it's kill Chenny Boy over and over again. And he's going to run after him.
He's going to have a hard time doing it. Spooks isn't going to be there, so Swiffer doesn't get the kill. Triple is still a god. That has not changed in the past couple of minutes. Gets a massive team fight to even the odds out. And with a Baron buff Chiefs, they still lose 2 inhibitors as an end result. Raider, of course, as we said, PvE, making sure that he can get the inhibs and control of the map. Doesn't mean the Chiefs will get the game from it. Thwarted.
Thankfully, he also sold his boots and picked up a Trinity Force, which is what real good players do.
We needed it. He already had a Phantom Dancer, right? And a Bloodthirster actually just picked up.
Oh, actually, I like this better.
Yeah.
What's
He
the
needed that
extra
lifesteal.
shielding?
He needed the overshield. Again,
Oh.
more of Malmortius. He just, you know what? Make your mind up, man.
I actually kind of like this one even more. You know, Magic Resist, good idea. Lifesteal, good idea. QSS, good idea.
The lack of move speed.
Lack of move speed, bad idea.
But he can use his R-Key.
Okay,
That's the
Phantom
secret.
Dancer, good idea.
Thanks, Max.
I'm sort of, you know, this game has gotten to the point where it's just a little bit crazy. My brain stopped working. But as it stands, we have 2 inhibitors down. Chiefs have been able to grab those. They've got an extra 2 dragons, which are the super fast movie speed ones, which is good news. Baron is going to be useful in trying to break this last remaining inhibitor, and AV need another team fight.
It's just interesting that we got to this point in the game.
Yeah.
Like, we somehow made it to 15 minutes when at 20 minutes in the game, the Chiefs were like 6K up.
Yeah, their early game was phenomenally good.
The kind of thing you just don't expect to save.
And their team comp is repugnant. Like, it's revolting as Triple. He's got so much wave clear.
Chenny has to kill that cannon. Good luck, sir.
Oh, no. It's a disaster. Who would have thought the banner of command is what's going to be the undoing of Avant. Oh, but don't go anywhere near those Sand Soldiers, guys. Okay, they do manage to get the banner of command minion as Radier.
He does have life still finally now.
Oh my god, that crit did half of Chenny Boy's health.
Yep. Silver.
My
Definitely
God.
a thing in League of Legends. Once again, the Chiefs don't really need to go anywhere else. Paradise and AV are lucky that he has his teleport, so he's able to push out that bottom lane far enough as well that he can deal with it. But with the minions crashing, the Chiefs might actually have an opportunity presented to them. Then again, inhibitors are spawning soon, as per that announcer.
Making their way back up. The Beyblades keep flying around AV. But minion waves just getting dealt with so easily by Triple.
They still can't pull the trigger here on the side of the Chiefs.
Well, now Swiper actually moving forward. Does have his GA actually, as Never Move not going to be found. He can't get to it. Yeah, inhibitor going to go down. Swiffer is going to grab that. Now he's just going to move down towards the bottom side, looking for the flanking play here as AV deciding not to turn on this one. These crits are pretty stupid.
Yeah, well, that's all the Chiefs want to do. The turret's being chipped away. With every wave that crashes, they get a little bit closer. Swiffer's now turned up the heat. His bottom lane.
Yeah, well, there's the arrow. Swiffer actually is going to fall down very low. The Guardian Angel is, of course, still there, as it hasn't even been popped yet. That's ridiculous!
Swiffer
Takes down Shelby 1 versus 2, as now he's fighting Paradise. Not a lot of kill pressure out of the Maokai, though, as Swiffer still has GA, remember, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no, Paradise needs to leave.
Yeah, got no mana at all, as Swiper does have the Zhonya's. Chenny Boy still at full health, though. He's a big deal, as there's the Never Move. The Zhonya's Hourglass, the Guardian Angel is going to go down, as now Chenny's still trying to hold them off. That's 3 inhibitors dead, though. And Swiffer is, of course, still alive.
So the base of AV is broken. Doesn't look like they're going to get anything from it here, though, AV. They've got the Elder Dragon that they could maybe look towards, but no jungler with a smite. So really, they're now completely on the back foot. Ash just arrowed. Spell shielded, so never mind. We're going to see naturally what happened on the top side of this map again. Triple was forced out early, so you can see that came down to primarily Swiper's damage.
That exhaust as well out of Triple saved his life.
Yeah, whilst he's a hybrid damage dealing tank, that's what separates the Swains from the Maokais, who are off fighting a Rise that got a 1v2 kill. The kind of mistakes that, with that Ash arrow being used on him, he needed to burst and then leave, honestly, Chelby. But he slowed his burst down to try and maximize the combo. That Spell Flux through a whole minion wave does a lot of damage.
Real silly. Missile Voyage is going to get E-Gem here. Ready, going to be delivered. So Elder Drake is going to go to the Chiefs. 30 seconds now on the Baron. We'll see whether they move over there. Try and start a fight with their new battle stats that they have picked up. They'll be running pretty dang quick towards it if they decide to get there.
I like this lane assignment, though, from the Chiefs above all else. They should stay as the 3-man now they've got the Elder, because these two, as Bruiser AP mages, can kill everybody. There's a 14-1 Rise with an Elder Dragon buff running around the Rift. And we're not even foregoing the fact that Swain is a champion in League of Legends.
Yeah.
This guy's a monster. Does not compare to the Rise.
Real silly. I actually decided not to go for the Void stuff, of course. GA there. Of course, now it is down. Never Move. Not going to spot anyone out as Swiper is going to get arrowed. He's going to get eaten now as well. Lancer Slide already down. That is massive, actually, as Swiper turns into a bird once more. Paradise just getting eaten alive as Triple. So big in the backline. Chenny grabs one. It is going to be the Swain picking up the kill under the Ash. That is a big deal as Never Move not going to find anything, and Swiper survives. Swiffer jumps forward but doesn't get anything. I got way too excited.
Triple
now Ready flashes forward. What the hell? Triple is going to fall. That actually could be the game-winning play as Teleport's coming in now. Spooks jumps forward. Shelby, the Zhonya's to seal his fate, and the Chiefs finally find the winning team fight, and the Nexus will fall. But my God, that was nail-biting.
They mounted a defiant backlash, honestly, on the side of AV, and they held the fort for 55 odd minutes. The end result still being a victory on the board for the Chiefs, Talk about cutting it close.
Damn,
That
right.
was not necessary to be that close. A lot of mistakes and a lot of capitalizations on the side of Avant. Bring it back closer to that even mark. Just came down to the execution on Elder Dragon on a Rise and a Swain. Who'd have thought they'd win a team fight?
That's exactly right. And their team comp was just so scary to look at on paper from the Chiefs. But massive shout-outs to the solo laners of Avant. Paradise played like an absolute beast in a role that we weren't necessarily expecting him to flourish on just because he is that phenomenal carry player. And then Triple. I mean, no words are required to describe what that guy did to players on the Rift. He was so scary on that Azir.
I think it's safe to say it was a battle of the mid laners at the end result, but the Chiefs got the win.
Damn right they did. But we are going to throw it back to the analyst desk to break down what was an incredibly long game.
Yeah, it certainly was an action-packed. We kind of had the same thought that, you know, 2 mid laners entered Summoner's Rift and only Swiffer left, but Triple can definitely hold his head high because for a young AD carry, that was an impressive performance.
It was incredible, and like you said, it was pretty much a love story of 2 mid laners, Triple on the Emperor of Shurima, and then Chiefs managed to get their hands on both Swain and Rise and Kindred all in the same draft phase. And it was effectively Chiefs had this game in cruise control for like the first 25 minutes and then drove it straight off a cliff.
All right, so talk to me about that, Tally, because you were saying that you thought of AV maybe playing into their hands. The way you play against Chiefs is, a little bit faster, a little bit more gank heavy, try and get into their head. Chiefs had control of that game. That was uncharacteristic to let it slip.
Yeah, that was extremely strange out of the Chiefs. They got the advantage. They got everything they wanted. They had losing lanes, but they won the early game somehow. And then suddenly it all just fell apart. And that's just uncharacteristic of the Chiefs.
And we were saying this in the green room. I mean, the Chiefs were fine to play that like initial early game super slow after the first blood goes down for Swiffer. And it's just like, it's fine. They're just sitting on 3-item power spikes. They're going to get their 3 items. They're going to walk to Dragon or walk to an objective and just blow everyone over. And that happened. And then they started getting picked out about 7 times in a row.
And it wasn't just the picks, it was also the team fighting. We're going to pull the first one up on your screen because the way this starts, Frosk, with Swiffer blowing up the AD carry, you think it would go in their favor.
This is the beautiful thing, and I think it's like the perfect example of this game because both mid laners are going to go off right now. Now, Swiffer is going to get into the back line, and he's going to zone off 4 people. This Rise is literally 1v4 right now, but Triple to the rescue with probably the coolest Azir play that I've ever seen. Here we go. He's going to go in, and then he's going to use his Emperor's Divide, and then he's going to flash on the other side of it, and he pushes them off the Kindred ultimate. And then here comes the flash as soon as Swiper goes back over the wall, and then just continues to tear them apart. Like, I watched the LPL. That is crazy good Azir play.
Yeah, it certainly was. And, the reaction to flashback over the wall, I mean, do the do-si-do with the Birdman, not allow him anywhere near you. It's hard to teamfight against the Chiefs. They're normally a team that's set up very well, but Avant were able to do that, Telly. That's pretty impressive out of a young team.
Yeah, not Chelby.
Triple?
Yeah, Triple. There we go. Triple just went insane that game. So I think that game was honestly just Swiffer versus Triple and his 4 Sand Soldiers.
But it was also just really poor target selection for the Chiefs. So if our greater point was the idea that Chiefs are normally really good at team fighting, this game in particular they weren't. It helped that Triple really stepped up. Like, cannot take anything away from him. He played amazing. But like, he would stand off to the side. So there's no way that the Sivir boomerangs are back hitting Azir, but there's also a point where the Chiefs just need to target priority selection, like get on the Azir.
And the funny thing is they actually never really accomplished it. We're going to pull up the last replay of the game, and the other day I had the pleasure of speaking to Swiffer, and he said, you know what, this split, I'm going to make people fear me one more time. And Frost, I think this replay just shows how aggressive the mid laner wants to be.
Yeah, flashing forward multiple times. So Swiper actually does a really good job zoning them out with the Hourglass and into bird form, and he does quite a bit of damage. But then we're going to have really aggressive flashes from Swiffer right about here. It forces the flash out of Triple, and this is really important because Radier actually follows up on this and trades his life against Triple because he has to go in on Radier, and then that's when Triple gets picked up. And once the Golden Pigeon is down, that's when the Chiefs finally win. But I feel like, 54 minutes into the game, like, Radier, I'm glad that you stepped up finally and did something, but it was a little bit too late.
Yeah, it was just weird, right? Because the Chiefs, they kind of look like they lost control of the game, but like as any experienced team do, they slowly wore down Avant-Garde. But it's just impressive to see that Avant could go the complete distance. I mean, it took them so long, but at the end of the day, they do pick up game number 1, guys. So we're going to have game number 2 coming up just around this corner. Don't go anywhere because the Chiefs are taking on Avant-Garde at least one more time, and I feel like it's going to be a good one.